Hello, welcome to the post-match pint on the Villa View in association with Purity. Dan Bardell here, joined by Omar from the Villa Talks podcast and Chris Dolan from the Villa View, because he's on here every single week. And just by doing that introduction, I've already been more involved in the game than the Brighton goalkeeper was. So, lads, what do you want to talk about? Because I'm not sure how we're going to fill the rest of the show.
Listen,
Dolan?
mate, I'm positive, mate. I'm very positive. Like I said to you before we came on air this time 2 years ago. We sat with Kevin Grealish in the freezing cold away at Brentford and watched Mopai stick it in top bins in the last minute. And then the week after, we got dumped by West Brom 2-0 as well, and it was looking like another season in the Championship. Tonight we were equally as dreadful, but we got a point and we sit in 8th ahead of Spurs with a game in hand. I mean, if you're going to tell me there's a reason to moan. I mean, it wasn't great. Let's be honest, it wasn't a great game. But positives being Emi Martinez, probably one of the best goalkeepers on form in the Premier League. I mean, the only keeper better than him, in my eyes, would be Alisson and Ederson. And Alisson's had a stinker the past few weeks. And you look at Martinez bouncing back after that game against West Ham and keeping back-to-back clean sheets. Again, it's just something to be admired about his character. Like our old mate Paul Lambert used to say, if you can't win it, don't lose it. And tonight was very much one of those where a point for me is massive. It's a great point. We were off the pace from minute 1 to minute 93. Literally didn't. I saw Matt Mayer saying, "Is this the least chances Villa have created in the game?" I tweeted back saying we haven't even created one chance. So to go into to have a game of 93 minutes plus and not create a single chance, it is unlike us. But again, what is also unlike us is we would have lost that game last season. We would have capitulated. We would have got beat 2 or 3, and it would have been Southampton away last year. It would have been Watford away last year. It would have been the list is endless. So to go back-to-back clean sheets, 4 points out of 6 against Arsenal and Brighton, jump ahead of Spurs in 8th place with a game in hand. Happy days. Cheers.
I mean, Omar, to be fair, that performance tonight was probably worse than some of those games that Dolan's mentioned last season in some ways. But the vital thing is it's 0-0. You come away with a point, and we're still riding relatively high in the league, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a point gained, and probably our worst performance this season, definitely. And even against West Ham, where we were poor, we still created chances, especially in the first half and towards the end of the second half. But today there was nothing. We had nothing really. They completely nullified us. They did a job on us. Graham Potter probably did a job on Dean Smith in terms of tactics. It doesn't happen very often this season, but it did today. And fair play to Brighton. You can see by the results. They're very difficult to beat. They've drawn a lot of games, a lot of clean sheets. They've lost games by the odd goal, and then lately, obviously, they've been nicking games as well. So it was always going to be a difficult game. I thought we'd be better. It's definitely our worst performance. It's a point gain, but I think I suppose the positive you can take from all of this is the fact that go back to what Dolan said. This time last year we probably would have lost that, and I think a lot of that is to do with our defence. Emi Martinez especially, who was our best player today. He's so assured, and he wasn't. I mean, we're quite lucky that Brighton are quite toothless going forward and have been all season. They created chances, but nothing that was clear cut, or he didn't have to make a world class save apart from one in the first half off the corner. Most of it was routine, but even then he did a job. And I thought our defence of the back four did fairly well, targeting Mings especially. But apart from that, everyone else was really, really poor and really off day. And I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's a one-off. But we've been really inconsistent since the turn of the year. I think, especially after that COVID break, very up and down. Against Arsenal, we had to grind it out. We weren't at our best, but we did a job. And really, I think the last time we played well was probably Crystal Palace. I think played really, really well anyway. So maybe a cause for concern. I don't know. But Dean Smith will definitely get into the boys, I think, because I don't think he'll be happy with that performance at all.
Yeah, I mean, we were quite fortunate, as Omar says, Dolan, that we're up against Brighton, because for all the pretty football that they play, they're not really clinical. I guess the worrying thing is if that performance carries on over and against better teams, because